try to answer to these questions on our own. Actually, we need to answer these questions uh, based on the passage. In reading task, we cannot express our opinion, our own idea. Everything must be strictly dependent on the passage all the time. But now, just as a warm up or just to practice, we can just discuss these questions or these statements. Well, young people are losing their face to face friends. Maybe that's true to some extent, because especially new generation, the young generation, are becoming more and more dependent or addicted to the virtual world. And there are advantages to having online friends. Of course, there are a lot of tons of advantages. Well, one of them I already mentioned. For those who want to improve their language skills, it's a great opportunity. And people reveal too much information online. Well, that's also true. That's also true, but it can be a disadvantage too, because the abundance of information is not always a good thing. If the information is abundant, you don't know which one is the right one, which one is not. So it's better not to deal with the abundance of information. Well, social networking is changing young people's personalities. Well, that's also true. The young people is becoming or thinking in a different way from the generation before them. Well, yeah. Now let's talk about talk about keywords. Keywords. What are the keywords? We already talked about some techniques, some useful reading techniques. One of them is reading the heading and then guessing what the text will be about, or what the passage will be about based on the heading. Another one is called building a mind map. How? By skimming. Building a mind map by skimming. Skimming means reading the topic sentences of each paragraph. So topic sentence might be the first sentence or the second sentence sometimes. And we also talked about scanning. And now let's talk about keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are the words that are used as a synonym or as a paraphrase. The same words from the text are rarely used in the questions, because if the same words are used, the applicants can easily find where the answers are. So to test the applicants' astuteness or the smartness, the test builders, the test makers usually use synonyms or paraphrases. Paraphrases are a sentence used instead of a word. For example, a word uh, financial, a word subsidy is can be paraphrased as a financial support given by the government, or a financial support given by the government to a company. This is we can say a definition or a paraphrase of the word subsidy. Well, this what I just said is called paraphrases, and so in reading, not only in reading, also in listening, paraphrases are widely used. Sometimes synonyms are used, so you need to be very astute, and you must have an eye for synonyms or for paraphrases. It's very important. Also, good vocabulary will help a lot. Well, let's just check what is keyword. As I said, keyword is a word or a paraphrases used instead or used to replace a word from the text, from the passage. So Well, we already saw that here the effect of new technology on our friendships is often discussed. So the effect here on the text, it is impact. Impact of technology on the nature of our friendships. Well, nature of our friendship, and here just friendship. Effect of new technology on our friendship and their impact of new technology on the nature of our friendship. So effect and impact are synonyms, and our friendship and nature of our friendship, they are a word and a paraphrases. One word and a paraphrases. We can say that. Well, let's. Well, another thing that is advised to do before starting the reading test is underlining the keywords. If you underline them, you will remember them more easily. Well, let's look. Let's go through them together. Second one, claims that social networking causes people to lose friendships are untrue. Well, do we know the answer? We don't know. We need to read the text. But before we read, we need to underline the keywords. So, claims that social networking causes people to lose friendships are untrue. Which words are the keywords? Which words, synonyms of which words we can meet in the passage? Well, claims maybe. They can use a different word instead of claims. We can just underline claims. And another technique is finding a synonym for the word in the question. So the word in the question, claim, right? So which synonym of claim we might encounter in the passage? What do you think? It's just you can just guess. Maybe the synonym that you have found will indeed be the one in the passage. Maybe a completely different synonym will be in the passage. We don't know yet, but if you find a synonym, they will help you anyway. They will help you to focus. They will help you to be more attentive. So they will help anyway. So claim, maybe we can use another word for claim, maybe assert or confirm. Yeah, or assertion. Or yeah, also claims that social networking, or we can say statement, also claims and statements, and social networking causes people to lose friendships are untrue. Untrue may be incorrect or not true. Yeah, so we just deal with the questions in this way. Lose friendship. What do you think? It's up to you. I will leave this one to you. Causes. I will leave this to you also. Maybe causes instead of causes they use make or bring about. We don't know. But you should find synonyms just on the top of your head, just like me. Instead, not you don't need to write them. You just need to underline them and find a synonym just in your mind. Young people can talk to a wider range of people online. Young people, maybe teenagers, maybe adolescents, can talk, communicate to a wider range of people, to a to a large number of people, maybe online, maybe virtually, or on the internet, or on social networking sites. Number 4, social networking can be advantages for teenagers' emotional health. Well, keywords. Which words are the keywords? What do you think? Maybe advantages. Instead of advantages, another word beneficial could be used, or full of benefits, or full of advantages. Emotional health. Instead of emotional health, maybe spiritual health or psychological health. Or instead of health, so they can use well-being. Well-being can be synonym sometimes. Well, social networking is causing young people to display different behavior. Social networking is causing. Maybe causing, instead of causing, bring about young people, teenagers, or adolescents. Different behavior is varied behavior, maybe. Social networking is, maybe social networking sites. So, next one, through technology, people can fully control their friendships. Through technology, maybe by means of technology, or by technology, or with technology, or with the help of technology, people can fully control their friendships. This could be people can maybe keep their friendships under control, or keep their friendships in the check. A lot of synonyms, it's up to you. Or instead of friendship, they can use relationship or friendly relationship. Friendships in the real world are not easy to manage. Well, uh, friendships in reality, maybe not easy to manage, are not easy to handle, or not easy to deal with, or cope with, or not easy, instead of not easy, sometimes difficult, or tiring, or demanding, physically demanding, mentally demanding, a lot of synonyms. So, as I already mentioned, sometimes vocabulary helps a lot. So, knowing a lot of words, building a large vocabulary is also very important. While you are doing this this technique, finding the keywords and underlining them before starting the reading test. People do not want to be on their own anymore. Well, if you remember, we read this one. We read this text, and we read this paragraph. We just read the first sentence, and I'm sure we just read the topic sentence, and I'm sure that sentence was there. It is certainly true that our definition of friendship is evolving. The biggest criticism level, networking, friends, online friends who are unable to provide. Well, I maybe right now I cannot find it, but I'm sure we read it. Might impact of being blind. I'm sure it's just that people are here. I see. I already remember because we built a mind map together with you. I remember that here in this text, in this paragraph number 9, we just read the first sentence. We didn't read the whole paragraph. We just read the first sentence, and I already remembered that the answer to that question is here. So Turkey also suggests that people are no longer comfortable being alone. And here in the questions, exactly the same, but a bit different. People do not want to be on their own anymore. Well, on their own and being alone are synonyms. So this is actually not synonym. This is paraphrases. Being alone and on their own. This is a paraphrases. That's what I said. This is a proof of what I said. And people do not want to be. This means people are not comfortable being alone. So people are not comfortable. So that means people do not want. So here also paraphrases is used. Yeah. So keywords are helpful. As I said, well, do not want. We can just underline do not want, and we can just underline on their own, and we can easily find the answers. We can find the clues where that tell us where to look for the answers, or where to scan for the answers. I hope you remember the word scan. Here, to match points 1 to 8 to the evidence reasons A to F. Points 1 to 8 So the evidence of A to F, 1 point matches more than once. Yeah, here, yes, you need to match these points in exercise 1 with the reasons and evidence from exercise 2. For this, you need to read the text again. Yeah, and here, developing critical thinking, discuss the questions in a group. Let's discuss it. In social networking, is social networking good for our emotional health? Is it changing our characters? Give reasons for your opinions. Okay, I will express my opinion in short. Is social networking is not good for our emotional health, because I know that the kids that spend a lot of time on social networking sites are aggressive and nervous. Most of them are suffers from neurosis. Is it changing our characters? Yes, it is changing. Also, it is changing the character of the society, not people. The society on the whole. And give reasons for your opinion. So I want to listen. So it's up to you. I will leave it for you. And what can young people, parents, schools, and government do to reduce the problems of social networking? What can young people, parents, schools, and government do to reduce the problem of social networking? What do you think? What do you think parents can do? What do you think schools can do or the governments can do? I think instead of prohibiting social networks, social networking sites, we should just teach our kids that we cannot be dependent, or we cannot become addicted to social networking sites, and we have another life that is outside the real life. The real life is not in the virtual world. The real life is outside. So we need to understand, we need to explain them how important it is to have private life and to be in the real life. So that's my opinion. What about you? What's your opinion? I want to listen to your opinion. So you can send your ideas, you can write your voice about all these questions and express your opinions and send to me. You can find me easily. My name is Jafar Madraimov, as I already said. Yeah, and the text we already saw it, went through the text, and I gave you a lot of techniques. I hope you will use them, and I hope they will help you. Well, character, conflict, differentiate, these words. Maybe you will know here. You need to pay attention how these words are pronounced. So the first one, character, and the second one is conflict, and the third one is differentiate. Well, synonyms. Now we'll talk about synonyms. Well, synonyms could be the two words with the same meaning. Like here, some people choose to spend a lot of time with relations, whereas others prefer not to see relatives so frequently. So relations and relatives are exactly the same meaning, identical. And second one is synonyms could be the words that have a similar meaning, not exactly the same, but similar. For people who can no longer get out to see friends, pets can be very good companions. Here, friends and companions are words with similar meanings, because friends, you know what friends are. Friends are for a lot of purposes, for sharing, for entertaining, for relying on in difficult times. But companions are most of the time is to spend time together, or for example, you're going somewhere, you need a companion to spend time, to kill time, not to be bored. Or you're just at home sitting and you need a companion, that is companion. But friend is a bigger concept. It is more comprehensive, more extensive than companion, but they are similar. The meanings of these two words are similar, so we can call them synonyms. And some synonyms have a different level of formality. So The two words have the same meaning, but the level of formality is different. So one is very formal, another one is informal, kind of. For example, some young people choose to spend time in virtual chat rooms. So spend time is a bit formal. That's not informal, that's for sure. And and they often hang out at the mall as well. So hang out, this is informal. This is informal. This is spoken English. You rarely encounter them in the written language, but spend time or socialize instead of hang out are, these words occur more often than hang out. Okay, now exercise 1. So please remember synonyms, 3 types of synonyms. One, 2 words with the same meaning. The second one, 2 words with similar meaning. Third one, 2 words with different level of formality. So one is too formal, another one is informal maybe, but the meaning is the same or similar. And now exercise 1, match synonyms. Now let's check how well you know synonyms, because in reading it's very important, because I already told you a lot about synonyms, about keywords, paraphrases. So the more synonyms you know, the more chances to have success in reading test. And so manage, what do you think it is? Manage, I will tell this, deal with, but the rest I will not tell you. This is up to you. This is for you. And second, rewrite the sentences using synonyms of the underlined words, expressions. So few teenagers. Which synonyms of teenagers do you know? Maybe adolescents or young people or underage people. People underage. And concerned, are concerned about the negative effects. Concerned. What do you think? Preoccupied, maybe. Preoccupied. Or worried, maybe. Worried. And effect, maybe impact or influence. And of our hyper-connected world. World is maybe a society, or yeah, maybe a society, maybe a lot of things. It is not unusual for young people to form online connections. So this task will be for you. And identify repeated words in the text below. Replace them with suitable synonyms. So in this text is not natural text. In the natural text, or also in the natural speech, same words don't occur a lot. Because natural speech is spoken by a native speaker. Natural text is written by a native speaker too, or someone who speaks the language on a native level. Well, they never use the same word in one text or in one speech. Well, let's see. Human brain is constantly changing, and neuroscientist Gary Small believes it is changing further. Well, too changing. Here maybe developing or evolving. So we're not sure. I think evolving is better here. So you should find the synonym, the repeated words, and replace them with their synonyms. This will be another task for you. And now let's talk about simple and progressive verb forms. Simple verb forms tell us that an action or a state occurs. What about progressive verb forms? Progressive verb forms is the forms with ing, and this means that the action is happening at the time of speaking most of the time. Well, let's read together. Simple verb forms tell us that an action or a state occurs. They can include an action or a state which is complete, habitual, or factual. Progressive verb forms emphasize duration or describe an incomplete, ongoing action. Well, present perfect simple, present perfect progressive. Well, present perfect simple is an example for simple verb form, and present perfect progressive is an example for progressive verb form. Sometimes this is called continuous tense or continuous verb. Well, simple is connections have provided by social networking have proven to be beneficial. So the action is here complete and the result is still on. The result is still available. So connections have proven to be beneficial and the connections are still beneficial still. So it already proved to be beneficial and it continues to be beneficial. Even now it is beneficial. Yeah, most young people have been using technology since they were small. So this focuses on the action. So it emphasizes that the action have been continuing all the time. The action have been happening all the time. So it emphasizes. If you want to emphasize, it's better to use present perfect progressive. If you just want to tell that something happened, but the result is still going on, the result is still available, and then you can use present perfect simple. But if you want to emphasize present perfect progressive. So most young people have been using technology since they were small. And here also the same, but past different aspect. So the first one is present aspect, second is uh, aspect of past simple, past tense, the third is the aspect of future simple and progressive. Three different tenses. And this simple and progressive is in Russian language called aspects. So the same tense but different aspects. But the word aspect is not used in English, so English people do not categorize them according to the aspects. Aspect is actually a Russian word. Russian scientists have developed this term. Well, 1. Work with a partner. Discuss the pairs of example sentences in the box above. Yeah, you can discuss it with your partner. Why is a simple or progressive verb form used in each one? Circle the best forms in this article. Yeah, you can just try. If I will repeat. If the action happened but the result still available, still with us, present, simple, not present, just a simple aspect, and aspect of simple. And if the action is still happening, even now it's happening, it hasn't been finished, it's still happening, this is continuous or progressive. It's up to you, it's up to your shrewdness, it's up to your astuteness to find which one is the suitable one. Now we have come to writing an email.